My very first YouTube video was a brief demonstration of a traditional draw leaf table that I had made. Here I'm going to show you how I made it with a series of photographs taken at a time. It started with a load of English oak, mostly 1-inch thick sawn boards with a waney edge on either side. I've always enjoyed the somewhat time-consuming process of transforming timber like this into a finished piece of furniture. Meanwhile, the legs were sawn from 3-inch thick material, and this was cut quite happily on my 12-inch bandsaw. Mortises were cut using an inexpensive hollow chisel mortiser, and I labelled the end grain of each leg so that I did not make any mistakes. At the bottom end, I formed a small chamfer with a block plane to prevent any splintering. Tenons were cut using a combination of router table and bandsaw, which was often a preferred method for me when making furniture. These tenons have 2 haunches to prevent twisting across their width, and you can also see how they're mitered at each end. Both of these shorter end rails would need opposing notches cut to allow the runners to pass through. Working from a full-size rod, I could determine the angle of the taper on the end of each of the 4 runners. These runners were rough cut on the bandsaw and then trimmed more accurately using an MDF template on the router table. Each runner also has a dowel inserted to ensure it could not be pulled too far forward. Because my workshop was only a single car garage, I had to do most of the assembly work outside on the driveway. With the leg frame complete, I could next work on another frame assembly. This was also joined with mortise and tenons and would sit beneath the top section. I've seen other people make this from one single width of board, but I wanted to keep the weight down and save on material costs. A corresponding cleat fits to the underside of the tabletop, and this was also trimmed with a machine to profile using MDF templates. Next I could begin working on the top, where the centre section was much wider than the leaves at either side. I used biscuits for alignment, and I probably used an adhesive like cascamite to hold the boards together. It must have been raining outside by this time. I covered the metal bars of my clamps with tape so the glue would not cause a reaction between the tannins in the oak and the steel, which can cause severe staining. With a lot of sanding and trimming the sides complete, I decided to cut a finger pull groove on the underside of each sliding leaf using my router. At the customer's request, I finished the piece with a medium oak stain before coating this with clear lacquer for protection. This was one of the few occasions where I used my Earlex spray station. A great piece of kit, but one I didn't use often enough and didn't really have the space for it, so I sold it. I was very pleased with the end result, and so was the customer. My biggest mistake though was perhaps charging only half as much as I should have. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I hope you found this useful, and I'll have a new video for you soon.